Approximately 1300 years ago, a powerful earthquake caused the landscape to forever change in the state of Washington. And the spot that this specifically occurred at can be found 38 miles west of Seattle on the outskirts of the Olympic Mountains. What was a peaceful river valley in a mountainous area beforehand was then rapidly inundated by 15 million cubic meters of rock as the intense shaking caused a side of a steep slope to dislodge and slide downhill. The landslide likely occurred at speeds of upwards of 40 miles per hour or 64 kilometers per hour, meaning it took only 80 seconds for the dislodged mass of rock to completely block a segment of Lena Creek. With a landslide dam now in place, Lena Creek caused water to pond on the north side of the artificial dam, forming a lake known as Lena Lake. Today, more than 1,000 years later, this landslide dam is held, with overflow to Lena Lake exiting via this reformed segment of Lena Creek, which cut through the lowest segment of the landslide material. Lena Lake today has an area of 57.41 acres or 0.23 square kilometers. The landslide deposit, which covers an area of 0.5 square kilometers or 0.19 square miles, is completely reforested, and without a broad overview of the vicinity's topography, it might go unnoticed to the common person. Lena Lake is of course not the only lake to have formed in response to a large magnitude earthquake, but this begs the question. Which fault line caused this ancient landslide, how strong was the earthquake, and how do we even know that an earthquake triggered this landslide? After all, factors such as very heavy rainfall, especially if a wildfire recently removed most of the overlying vegetation, can cause a landslide to happen. Well, the truth is we aren't 100% sure the Lena Lake landslide was triggered by intense ground motion from an earthquake. It's just that we suspect as much due to circumstantial evidence, as the closest fault line that was mapped and theoretically capable of producing a magnitude 6 or even 7 earthquake just so happened to produce its last known strong earthquake around the exact same time. While the Lena Lake landslide occurred around the year 700 CE, the Saddle Mountain Fault produced an upper magnitude 6 or possibly very low-end magnitude 7 within a century of that date. The only other fault line in a 62-mile or 100-kilometer radius which is also known to potentially produce a magnitude 6 or larger earthquake around the year 700 is the further away Lake Creek Boundary Fault, so that is also a less likely possibility. However, it is also possible that the source was one of the mid-magnitude 8 megathrust earthquakes that Cascadia megathrust produced sometime within a century of 750 CE. Regardless of which fault line was the source, there are multiple possible sources, and I suspect that this landslide site may have experienced between MMI 7.0 and MMI 8.5 shaking. This estimate isn't from a proper model, but rather me overlaying similar magnitude earthquake MMI contours from other world earthquakes and vaguely similar geologic rock units. And yes, if you were wondering, I did investigate every regional fault line that there were approximate dates of larger magnitude earthquakes for within a 100-kilometer or 62-mile radius of the aforementioned landslide. Besides, I have found that landslides can theoretically be triggered by just MMI 4 intensity shaking, become a bit more common at MMI 7 intensity shaking, and then become even more common at MMI 8 or greater intensity shaking. If you are curious, the rock unit which did collapse in the ancient landslide was primarily 50 million-year-old basalt. I hope that you found this tale of a somewhat hidden feature in the state of Washington interesting. As a final note, I would like to thank this channel's patrons on Patreon and channel members on YouTube for supporting my work.